Welcome back, everybody. It's been a long time. Kaiser here. Today we're going to be talking about the newly released figure from SH Figuarts, Your Forger, Mother of the Forger family. When it comes to the box, Yours box is very similar to the other ones of the same line. She has a very prominent red, almost salmon color in the front, which is like very similar to her color throughout the show. It has green accents all over the place, which is the standard one for the Spy Family anime. In the front, you got a beautiful picture of the figure right here with a little pose at the back. On the side, you have more poses with her name, Your Forger, on the right-hand side. Also another pose right here. And on the back, you have the different poses you can put her in, along with the different face plates that they have. I don't think it comes with a seat, just like Lloyd in this case. I almost forgot his name. And he has a bunch of different words in here in Japanese that I have no idea what it says. Now, when it comes to the box comparison, here is Lloyd and here is Anya. I have all of them in both uniform version, if you will, but also I have the house version, which is this line right here. They all look great together, and as you can see, the boxes are about the same height for all of them. With that being said, Yours box, for some reason, it's really girthy, if you will, in comparison to all of the other ones. I'm not really sure why. Maybe she has more accessories than Lloyd and Anya, but we have to see once we get inside of it. Other than that, the box is very beautiful, and then it will look great on your shelf. So, taking a closer look at it, her looks is very much what I expect. Her home design is very faithful to how it looks in the anime. As you can see, taking a closer look, her dress is texturized, which is a really nice feeling to it. It's really beautiful, if I would say so myself. The leggings are really nice as well. It has this little matte finish to it, which makes it really non-shiny, and it looks great with the top piece. Her boots are also really nice, really well made. And then getting a closer look at her head, the headband is pretty well designed as well, pretty well painted alongside her earrings. Her face is also very faithful, and overall I would say her looks as the home look slash the look that she had when she was fighting Lloyd as Lloydman on the Anya castle thing, it looks really nice to me, and I would say it's very faithful. However, while I was taking it out of the box, I would say the main problem comes with the articulation, and that's a really big letdown, and that's where we're going to talk about it right now. Before we even begin with the articulation, I want to say it's very much impossible to get her in fighting poses, like the kick pose that she did against Lloyd as Lloydman. Yeah, forget about that. You're not going to get that whatsoever, and I'm going to show you why. So, head articulation is pretty good. She looks about this far down. She looks about this far up. Left, right, perfectly fine. She tilts left and right, no problem as well. Now, the first issue I seen was her arms. I don't know if my figure is just a little loose or the peg is a little loose as well. She goes up this far, no problem. But as you can see, it's really flimsy. And then if I shake it, it won't move at all. But like if you just touch it like this, it's really flimsy. And that counts for both arms. Both arms won't fall down or anything, but like I said, to the touch, they are super flimsy. She goes about this far up on both sides, which is really nice. And then as you can see, this is how the peg looks. And it seems to be really small, but I'm not sure if this is just a defect with my figure or not. Also, I don't know if you guys can see, my figure has this white stuff over here on this side, on this side, on this side, and on this side. I don't know if this is just a design or a flaw. It's very minimal, so I can really pay attention to it when I'm posing around and playing with it. So I just wanted to point it out. I don't know if this is a design choice or what, but it seems like it's in there, and then you can really remove it. So moving on, she has a little bit of a butterfly joint, I think. I don't know if she has a butterfly joint or not. It doesn't seem like she does. This is as far as you can get her arms to go to. I don't think this little thing moves from the back. No, it's pretty stuck in there. So this is as far as you're gonna get her arms to go, unfortunately. And also, given the design of the arm, she can also do this right here. She can do this pretty well. She can do like the Naruto run without a problem. And I think that's just like a design of her arm and stuff. Oh, I just popped her arm out while trying to do that. Okay, so like I said, you can do this with the arms, which is very interesting. Like I said, given the cut of the design, I don't know if that's what they meant to do with it or not, but yes, you're able to do that. It goes 360 without a problem. She has a bicep swivel. She goes more than 90, easily double jointed, really nice. It doesn't even look that bad on the joint section. Like I said, my main problem is just this arm joint right here. It's not like going to fall down or anything, but it just feels like super flimsy and super weak. When it comes to her wrist joint, she basically has no movement at all. She only swirls in there like so, but it doesn't go up or down in any way, in any diagonal or anything like that. So her arms are pretty much either horizontal or facing forward. Now we're getting into the crime zone. So she looks back about this much, which is awesome. She literally can look about down this much right here. So if Anya is right here, she can take a look at it, no problem. She doesn't really have much movement left and right. She has some to the right more than the left, but I wouldn't push it any further. But the issue is right down here. The legs, she has Zoro issues. She can only go about this far wide with the legs. This is literally a horrible design. She cannot kick forward whatsoever. This is as far as she goes, and this is as far as she goes back. This is actually ridiculous for Figuarts. I don't know why they did it like that. Just like the same issue as Zoro. I have no idea why they did it. Like, no idea whatsoever. This is as far as she goes. She cannot do the splits or anything like that. It's on a a 2-piece. And as you can see, she has the same movement as Zoro with the legs. She has really good movement, but this plastic is just way, 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 way too hard. You literally cannot move her whatsoever. There's not a drop down waist that will give her more movements on the leg or anything like that. So that's really a bummer. She has great movement on her knees, even though she won't be able to use it at all. When it comes to the shoe, she has a swivel on the thigh. She has a very small swivel, if you even would call that, on the thigh. She has pretty much no ankle pivot whatsoever on her boots. And then she can go forward like this much, and she can go back down this much on both feet. And then she has this toe hinge right here, which is not bad whatsoever. But overall, her leg articulation, or we'll say her waist articulation, non-existent at all whatsoever. And posing them with these high heels right here, I kind of have to remove this right here to show you. It's not hard, but it's not very easy to do. Like, she will stand. Now that I want to show you. She can stand pretty easily, but on a neutral position. I haven't tried to pose her at all in like a fighting stance or anything like that. At the end of the video, I'll try to pose her and I'll let you know how the posing went. But overall, just her articulation alone, she doesn't have any movement down here. Very much like Zoro, which is extremely unfortunate. And I'm going to show you kind of why I think they did it, but I don't think it was really worth the trade-off. So I'm going to sit her right here. And I'm going to show you any accessories why they did it like that. So I guess to compensate her lack of articulation, they give her a shit ton of different faces, different hands and everything. And now we're going to go through it. So she has this face right off of the box, which I would say is like her neutral smiley face. She also has this happy face right here. I guess an even happier face or a shocked face when Lloyd tells her something cute or anything like that. It has her drunk face. And he also has her stern look face. And I assume that just like Lloyd, all of her faces are interchangeable with the other figure. But I'll check it out later and I'll let you guys know in another video or something like that. But continuing, she comes with another hair piece, which is her hair down. But even with the hair piece, there's literally zero articulation with the hair whatsoever. The only thing that it does is remove so you can attach the different faces to it. When it comes to the hands, she has 7 different pairs, so 14 hands in total. She has this stylistic open palm hands. She also has this hand right here to hold the glass accessory that she has that I'll show you guys soon enough. She has this fighting hand right here, which is like her punching close hand and her fighting pose position. She has this open palm hand. She has this little hand right here holding Anya, which is like a tiny hand for Anya if you have her. And then the your hand right here. She also has this like open wide hand, which is to hold the glass bottle that she has for the wine. And then she also has this wide open palm right here. I guess this stylistic pose hand that basically every single Figuarts has. She has the wine bottle, which looks very good. It's fairly tiny overall, but it looks really good. And then she also has this wine glass right here. And then the red thing inside of it is another piece. She has 2 pieces in the box, this one and another one. They are really, really, really tiny, so make sure you don't lose them. But when it comes to the waist now, I think this was the main issue. This part. If you wonder what this is basically a whole waist removal to make her sit down on a chair if you happen to have this chair right here from the box. Like this scene right here is basically her whole waist swapped and her legs pushed in to this new piece right here. As you can see, you can stick her waist here and then basically you have the whole swap. So if you just remove this and then remove this part right here at the top, is a little tight, but it can be removed, see? And then I guess you just switch it over. I haven't really switched over yet, so I can try right here. Just give me a sec. So I just finished it right here. It was actually harder than expected since the material, it's so hard, this right here. So as you can see, if this was a better chair, yeah, so she sits perfectly fine with this thing on. But I personally don't think I would ever sit her like this, even if I had the little sofa. So I personally don't think it was a good idea for them to like give away so much of her waist mobility just to have a sitting down option of her. Like I said, I'm pretty sure they could have done this any other way. Maybe some soft goods. I know they're doing with the new Gohan cape on the new Super Saiyan Gohan that is coming out later this year. So I really don't know why they're going with the hard like waist clothes option. I think it's even harder. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, this right here is even harder than the Zoro figure. If you have the Zoro figure, this bottom piece is harder than the Zoro figure, which is awful. And I was really hyped for this release actually. and this is really a bummer. So I'm going to put her in a position, play more around with it, and I'll give you my final thoughts when I'm back. Hey guys, for my final thoughts, I have to say I'm very disappointed with this figure. In its entirety, actually. Well, looks alone, she's really amazing, as you can see. I'm pretty sure if that was Lloyd right here, and then Anya right here at the bottom, all of them will look amazing together in standard poses like this, where they're walking around, just playing around, drinking something. But for poses that I wanted to do, like for example her being drunk fighting Lloydman while Anya was watching, I can't do that pose. She can barely kick or even fight or even be in a standard fighting position for that matter. It's really unfun to pose this figure, at least for me. Maybe I'm being too harsh on it, but that's basically how I feel about it. I don't feel like posing this figure. To change her normal hair to this long hair right here, it was such a pain as well. Some parts of her are really tight, while other ones not at all. And then also, but like I said, the overall look, it looks great on neutral poses like this. But even then, some articulation designs that they chose, as you can see, look at the gapping right here. The shoulders to the top of her, like closer to her neck, look at the size of that gap. It's huge. And also, no matter how much I try to lift it, as you can see, like if I try to lift it right here, it's just gonna limp over it. Look, no matter how I do it, it's just gonna limp, because that's basically how her design was. And like I said, the arms were really limped. There's no movement on her legs. Like I didn't put her in any position whatsoever for the legs, just normal standing poses, because that's basically all she can do comfortably. And then I should have known that. If you look at the box, it basically has her in every single just neutral position. There's barely fighting positions. The only fighting position is this one right here at the front. Yeah, she can do that, but even then, that's like pushing it a lot. That's as far as you'll be able to get her in a fighting pose, which is extremely unfortunate. But maybe that's what they were going for. They were going for this like family aesthetic, because Lloyd has the same picture on the same chair, so maybe that's what they're going for with this release. But this is personally unexcusable for the price point, I would say. But overall, like, I really like Spy Family. I really, really do. But I can't say this figure right here is for anyone other than fans, really. If you're just a figure collector, this figure won't be for you, as much as it pains me to say that. But maybe, like I said, the arm problem, maybe even this being too hard, maybe it's just a problem with my figure, but I don't think so. You guys can watch other reviewers, and then you guys can gauge for yourself. But just from my personal experience with the figure, it reminds me a lot of Zoro, for that matter. I wonder if they're gonna make a cloth version, just like they did with Zoro, of her dress. If they do, I'll come back and talk to you guys more about it, because I'll definitely get on with it. Because if you remove this part right here, her leg mobility is really good. It goes back and forth no problem. It can stretch, it can do the splits, it can do everything. But the whole problem is this piece right here. It's just really hard and it feels unfun, like I said before. But other than that, if you're a fan, I'm pretty sure you should buy it. Otherwise, I don't think you should, personally. You can wait for better releases. Have a good one, guys. Take care.